G.J. Gurdjieff said, "It is only by grounding our awareness in the living sensation of our bodies that the I am, our real presence, can awaken." As we move through the poses today, pay attention to any sensation you feel in your body. We'll be focusing on the core a little today. If you notice your core aching and begging you to stop, see if you can work through that. Try to push through that to deepen the strength of your core to support your spine. Or if the same thing with the muscles in the quads. If it's a muscular sensation, try to work through it. And of course, if that discomfort is showing up in your joints, your knees, your hips, maybe your shoulders, your low back, if it's a joint discomfort, then listen to that and back off from the pose that's causing any discomfort in your joints. But work on pushing through and strengthening your muscles, your core, as we move through this sequence. Come onto the front of your mat. Take a nice long, slow inhale, lifting your arms up. And now, engage your core. Make a nice, strong, tight belly. Bend your knees slightly. As you exhale, using only your core, fold forward. Inhaling, using your core, come halfway up. Try to keep your back nice and flat, neutral spine. Exhaling, engage your core to fold forward. Breathe here. And now place both hands on the mat, spread your fingers wide, and step back to plank pose. Another great pose for core work. You can have your knees off or on the mat, wherever is right for you today. Support your spine, strong core, soft elbows. Breathe here. As you exhale, use your core to lift your hips up and back. Let your knees be bent to start. Lift your hips up a little higher. Imagine you could lengthen your spine. And keeping your spine straight, play with straightening one leg and then the other. Maybe both, maybe neither. Breathe here. As you exhale, nice strong core to bring your hips forward. Shoulders over your elbows in plank pose, and either version, knees on or off the mat. Pause here. Exhale, hips up and back. Breathe. Exhale, come forward. Remember, strong core to come forward to plank. Elbows in, and strong core to slowly lower down to the mat. Hands just rest light on the mat. Place the tops of the feet on the mat, looking straight ahead. Press your belly into the mat to lift your chest forward and up. Elbows back close to your rib cage. Slowly lower down. Tuck your toes. Press your hands into the mat. Press your belly into the mat. Maybe lift your knees up off the mat too. And pressing your belly into the mat, come up to plank pose. And from here, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Now roll on to the outside. Slide your heels over to the left. Maybe placing your right foot on top of your left or right foot in front. And reach your right arm up. Lower that right hand back down, coming back to plank pose. Now let your heels roll to the right, left foot either on top of right foot or left foot in front, and reach your left arm up in Vasisthasana, side plank. Engage your core to lower your hand back down to plank pose. Pause here, knees on or off the mat. Embrace any discomfort, if it's a muscular discomfort. Exhaling, hips up and back to downward facing dog. Try to work through this. We're strengthening our bodies. Exhaling, engage your core to come forward to plank pose. Breathe. Exhale, hips up and back to downward facing dog. Now walk your feet together. Lift your right leg up and behind you, up in the air. Bend that right knee. Using your core, bring that right knee forward to the right elbow. Just breathe here. Right leg up and back behind you. Bring that right knee forward, round your back, and touch your nose with your knee. Leg back up in the air behind you. And then bring that right knee forward, cross it and touch your left elbow. And back up in the air behind you. And now lower that foot. Exhale forward to plank pose. And slowly lower down to the mat. Place the tops of the feet on the mat. Hands are just light on the mat. Chest forward and up. To Cobra. Bhujangasana. Slowly lower down, pressing your hands into the mat. Tuck your toes and lift up and back to downward facing dog. And now lift your left leg up in the air behind you. Bend that left knee and slowly bring it forward to the left elbow. Left leg up in the air behind you. Round your back, bring that left knee to touch your nose. And back. And now bring that left knee across to touch your right elbow. And up and back. Lower that foot. Bend your knees and walk your feet forward to your hands. Inhaling, come halfway up. Engage the core to come halfway up. Neutral spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, using that core to support your spine. Exhale, palms together. And lower your hands. Feet hip distance apart. Step your right foot back behind you. Big step back. Hands on hips, bend that left knee. Bring the right hip forward. Use your belly to bring your rib cage in. Inhale, arms up. As you exhale, lower your arms and use your core to push that air out. Like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Really push that air out with your belly. Exhale, lower. Keep going. Let your arms follow your breath. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower. Step the right foot forward. And now step the left foot back behind you. Bend that right knee, hands on hips. Bring that left hip forward. Support your spine, draw that belly in. Use those muscles. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower. Keep going. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Up, down. Strong core, especially as you exhale, but both ways. couple more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower. Step your left foot forward. Inhaling, reach your arms up. Bend your knees slightly. Hinge at the hips. Support your spine with your belly as you exhale, fold. Bend your knees and come to a seated position. With your feet on the floor, roll onto your back. Arms can rest on the mat away from your body or out in a T position. Straighten both legs. If you have any issues with your low back, if you prefer, you can place the left foot on the mat for this first exercise. Flex that right foot. Either way. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, slowly lift that right leg up at the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower without touching the mat. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up. 3, 2, 1. And lower. 3, 2, 1. And up. 2, 1. And lower. 2, 1. Keep going. 2, 1. And lower. 2, 1. 2, 1. And down. 1. Last time. 2, 1. And slowly lower down without touching the mat. 3, 2, 1. And hold. Pause. And lower that right foot to the mat. Straighten the left leg. You can either keep that right foot on the mat, knee bent, or straighten both legs as we do the other side. Flex that left foot. Engage the muscles in that lifted leg. Embrace that sensation. Take a deep inhale. Exhaling, begin. Lift that leg up. 4, 3, 2, 1. And down without touching the mat. 4, 3, 2, 1. And up. 3, 2, 1. And down. 2, 1. And up. 2, 1. Down. 2, 1. And up. 2, 1. And down. 2, 1. And up. 2, 1. And down. 2, 1. And pause here. Keep that leg lifted for a couple of breaths. And lower that foot to the mat. And now for the next exercise, reach your arms away from your body in a T position. Lift your feet up off the mat in an L shape. Knees bent, shins parallel to the ceiling. As we bring the knees to the right, press that left shoulder into the mat. Slowly bring the knees back to center. Bring the knees to the left without touching the mat, pressing that right shoulder into the mat. Back to center, and knees to the right. Back to center, really strong core here. Knees to the left without touching. Back to center. Slowly to the right. Opposite shoulder pressed into the mat. Back to center. And the left. Center. Last time to the right. The center. Last time to the left. Back to center. Lower your feet to the mat. Come on up to a seated position. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.